Hi everybody! Welcome, welcome, welcome! Welcome to our very first official girlfriend gathering. This is a new live show that we've added to the lineup. I love me a good title, right? Everything's got to have a name. So welcome, welcome. Hi everybody. I see a lot of my friends are all waiting in the chat room. You guys are chatting with each other, saying hello, sharing where you're from. Share where you're from. So we are doing, if you have, hi Shar, hi Dawn, hi my smoting team, hi Anna. So we, in my last live, if you noticed that, it was called a pop-up live because I didn't have a fancy name for it, but you can watch the replay. I had mentioned that we were going to be doing a lot more lives between now and the end of the month, and I did send out a newsletter to everybody on my email list to give them the information, what we're going to be doing, the links to the calendar. The calendar's updated so that you can see all of the lives that I have planned, including 2 movie nights, because I thought it would just be fun to have movie nights. A lot of us are self-quarantined. Some of us have our hours cut back, or we're not able to go into work. We're working from home. So a lot of us have new time that we're not used to having. So I thought it would be kind of fun and more than anything distracting from what's going on out there, because if you spend too much of your day watching the news or social media, it's very easy to get very panicked. It's easy to let your imagination carry you off, and it doesn't help that Hollywood has cranked out so many apocalyptic movies in the last 10 years. I mean, they're all trending on Netflix right now. It's super easy to get swept up and get a bit hysterical. Even those of us who are believers, even those of us who love the Lord, and we tell ourselves, that our faith will sustain us, it's still easy to start going down a road, of imagining the worst. So I wanted to do something for my community that was very, that I felt would be very helpful to you guys, to help bring some harmony into your life, to be an interruption into some of the things that you're going through that may be unpleasant. A lot of us are facing financial issues now that we didn't consider before, including Mr. Crafty and I. So these are all things that we're all weathering together, and if we can have more lives, it means the chat room is up. It means you guys can communicate, and that's not to say you guys can't chat and talk it up in the Facebook groups, because both of the Facebook groups are available if you want to join in. But if you are just, very anti-Facebook, this is yet another way, and this is a fun way to join up with friends, because you can talk in live time. You're all across the country, in the world actually. The entire world, the globe, is experiencing this. We are having an unprecedented moment in history that we are all experiencing together. On one hand, our community, which is very heavily introverted, on one hand, us introverts are like, this is kind of like, aside from obviously the horrible downside of it, but I think that if we were being honest, part of it is like we're adapted to staying home, to not going out. I mean, if some of us were honest, we would say, well, it's a dream scenario to be forced to stay home, be in my jammies, work on projects I feel like working on, binge watching, reading, crafting, just really not being social. I mean, that's going to be super simple, easy button for us. And then we have our friends on the other side of the spectrum who are just absolutely not used to this, and it feels terrible. So imagine if you were in the shoes of your extrovert friends that are used to being energized by being around friends and coworkers and family, like they look forward to these things, this gives them life, and then that's taken from you, and then you're left to your own devices and you're not used to that. I think this is kind of the scenario, the situation that introverts are just, we are very adapted to on some level. So this is I want to keep reiterating this message. This is our opportunity to be encouraging, to be a light to our extrovert friends, that just, this is going to be more painful for them, because they're cut off from something that's so vital to their being. And I mean, I think we can all imagine what that would be like. And I know that some of us, I'm in California, my daughter's in Washington. So there's 3 states right now, Washington, New York, and California, that are kind of like the heart. They're leading the charge with the number of cases being reported and all of that. And just last night, California was the first state to declare, the governor declared that, unless you are essential in some way or your business is essential, y'all need to stay home. Illinois governor just recently, a couple hours ago, I believe he put the same measure in place. We're still waiting to hear from. Is Washington about to do the same thing? Has New York as a state officially done that? So this is one of those situations where we're going to hopefully see the best of Americans come together, and we're really going to see us rally as a people. And I truly hope that for us. I hope that's what happens. I hope that all of the way that we're raised, from the time we're little kids, raised in this country to believe what we do about, being a part of a great nation, and how we are so, very unique and different, and we lead the charge in many ways in around the globe. I hope that we will walk the talk on this, and I hope that we will really make good decisions about, even though some of us might not feel like, well, if I got sick, it wouldn't be a big deal. That might be extremely true. But every person that gets sick, it has the opportunity to infect a lot of other people who may not make it out of there. They may not make it through that. I've had to have several conversations with my daughter about that. I think that the younger millennial generation is very, and you have to remember, if you cast yourself back to when you were in your 20s and early 30s, maybe you felt a bit invincible, and it was very easy to poo-poo things you saw on TV as, well, they're making a big deal out of nothing. So it's just interesting to me how many young people think they are so invincible, and yet the tide is turning, and we are beginning to hear news stories that they are not so invincible, and now that there are more cases happening that are with younger and younger people. So if you have any opportunity to speak into your kid, your grandchildren, and reminding them that we all have this duty as a citizen of America to look out for each other, and if that means staying home, that when we can, that we do that. True. Karen says the youngins don't get it. Agreed. I think that's part of being young, is you just don't appreciate. I don't think you quite appreciate the sanctity of life and mortality. I just don't. I think that comes with more wisdom and experience, and I think that they are very much. It's easier, I feel like, even more to have distance between them, because they are so much the generation raised on social media. So I feel like even that, the world doesn't even feel as real to them as it does for us, because of that further distance away from reality. So it is our honor to be able to do this, to be able to show you guys how much, we love you guys. We want you to have a fun place to hang out for a couple hours. I tried to schedule as many of them as I felt like I could handle, because I just wanted you to have something fun to look forward to. Really, because how much Netflix can you really watch? If we're all being honest here, how much Netflix can you watch? How many YouTube videos can you see? I'm looking around because I could have sworn that I made a little list for myself. So before I get too much further down the road here in this conversation, I wanted to share with you a list I put together. If you had not gotten to see it, I posted an epic list in the Facebook group, in the First Love Club and the Crafty Club, actually, giving you guys ideas of things you could do during our girlfriend gatherings and our faithful friend lives. There's 2 different lives that I'll be hosting from now until the end of the month, and we'll have a matinee movie day where we're going to watch a movie together during the day, and then we're going to have a movie night, because it's kind of like I feel like we're all on vacation. I feel like the whole country's on vacation together in a way, and I'm sorry if that is not true of everybody. I am and I'm not. I mean, it's weird. It's like on one hand, I have to be positive and when, you know, yay, let's make the best of it. But on the other hand, please know, I am not discounting in any way the amount of people who are going to lose their jobs and their businesses and may not recover. They might lose their homes. There are a lot of terrible things that are going to happen out of this situation. But it is my determination to continue showing up because I want you guys to be able to gather together and let us have just a break from the reality of things for a while. So before I go over the list, Mr. Crafty wanted to remind everyone or let everybody know that the texting program that we use to send out reminders in an effort to kind of cut our costs, because it costs money to do that every time we text, we're going to be just sending out one reminder from now on. So it'll be the reminder that says Corey will be live in an hour. So that is the one reminder you'll get when you sign up on our texting platform, and that way we can cut some costs. We also cut back on our help desk. So now it is just Mr. Crafty at the helm. So messages or emails might not get responded to as quickly. But it is definitely something that, you know, we have to look at, things we have to do to scale back and just be very good stewards of our resources. So we do have 2 texting platforms. You'll want to text the word faith to 94253, or text TRG to 94253. TRG will get you on my general reminder platform, and faith will get you all the reminders that we are about to do a faith-related live event. So those are the two I want to let you guys know. And thank you, Cheryl. She's like, everybody hit like. Thank you for reminding me. So on YouTube, it always helps when you guys like my video. Help me out with that. You can do it during the live, or you can wait till the live is over and then like the video as you're exiting the theater. If you could give me a little like on the way out, it certainly helps from the YouTube perspective, and it doesn't cost you nothing. Just a half second of your time. So if you are joining me for the very first time in a live event because you've had other things to do in the past and haven't been able to join us, please let us know in the chat room. Please, like, hey, hi, who are you and where are you from, so that we can give you a little squeeze, because I have the kindest, sweetest ladies waiting for you in the chat room to welcome you to our community, to our official event that we are doing. So let's go over this list. If you're sitting there, some of you choose to just watch and, you know, sip your something. That's fine. You can do that. Some of you guys choose to do other little activities while you're listening. It helps you get that laundry done faster, helps you wipe down the counters quicker. And there's nothing wrong with that. But I was surprised how fast my ideas came today. So I came up with what we're going to call like our standard list of activities that you can do during a live. And I'm just going to keep posting this each time. Just keep reminding you, because sometimes I think you have the intentions of like, I'm going to show up. But then when you sit down, you're like, well, what should I work on? What can I be doing right now? So I want to help you make the best of your time here, the best of your time, and just, you know, get down to business. Also, Cindy, thank you for reminding. Cindy is saying, please pray for all of our healthcare professionals. Girls, tomorrow, and I don't want to say the time because I usually, hang on, let me check the calendar, as I tell all of you guys to do. Tomorrow, the 21st, we are having our first Faithful Friends at 11 a.m. tomorrow, Pacific Standard Time. And we are going to be kicking that off with doing a prayer circle, which obviously I'm kind of the one on camera doing the prayer. So maybe I might ask a couple of you guys to type up something in advance, or you could share your thoughts for people. I have tried to figure out like how to make that work. How can I have like a round robin of praying? But nonetheless, I will kick off our session with prayer, and we really do want to just have a covering of prayer. And I know in my heart that there's just so many believers around the world praying. I'm sure God is inundated with our prayers right now, but he can always handle more. So we want to just lift up our fellow Americans in prayer, those that are having to actually be in those emergency rooms, in those ICUs, handling and dealing with very sick people, and some of them ending up in the emergency room themselves because they are coming down with the illness. So we want to pray protection over them. So tomorrow at 11 a.m. we're going to be doing a Faithful Friends session, and then after that we will have a girlfriend gathering in the afternoon. So we're having a double feature tomorrow, 2 live shows tomorrow, another Faithful Friends on Sunday, another Faithful Friends a couple days later. I mean, you guys should see. We posted the movies that we're going to be watching. We have we have a movie night and a movie matinee. Technically not a night. Maybe we should fix that. Mr. Crafty, do you think you maybe could fix that so it says movie matinee? I don't know if you can fix that. I'm not sure if that's a fixable graphic. So on the 25th of March, we're going to have our first movie matinee. If you have done camp with us, you know how this works. You rent the movie on your own, and then we all sync them up. We all hit the play button at the same time, and Mr. Crafty sets it up so that you can kind of make out the scene in the background of the movie I'm watching, and that way you can sync up what you're watching too, and we're kind of all watching it together. And then we jump into the chat room and we start giggling like little girls in the movie theater, and just talking about the movie. So I picked 2 movies that are both PG, so they're family friendly. The first one is My Big Fat Greek Wedding, which I haven't seen in years, and I absolutely adore that movie. And then the following week, we're having a movie night, and we are going to watch Pride and Prejudice, the Keira Knightley version. So those of you who love the Colin Firth version, I'm so sorry. So those are going to be our 2 movies. So if you need to, we also provided information of where they're all located. They're on Hulu, Amazon, iTunes, Google Play. Very easy to get a digital, rental like I'm going to do. You probably own these movies in your collection. If you are international, I would really encourage you to look that up if you have access to either of those now. But that's going to be really, that's going to be super fun. Movie nights or movie experiences are a lot of fun in our community. We all get in there and giggle and all of that. So Miss Cody says that, swinging back to our talk about prayer, she says that she's been praying Psalm 91. So I am going to put something together. I'm going to personally type up some like different prayers and just different things that I have found, and post them in the group so that you guys can have the stuff that I have found. I'm going to be sending out, actually, you know what? That's not what I'm going to do. I'm going to send it to you in an email. That's what I decided. So if you're signed up for the TRG Insider newsletter, I'm going to be sending out curating things that I'm finding that I would just think is so fun. And Miss Gina, if you look at the calendar, I took off the Late Night Crafty Club. I'm not having a Late Night Crafty Club anymore. I took those off and I updated the calendar with all new dates, events, and shows. So right now at this time, the only shows we're having are girlfriend gatherings and Faithful Friends. I was just saying that. Okay. So, and that is for 2 reasons. I am not really... just on a personal level, I just have not been really in a crafty place. I was already dealing with my own health struggles leading up to this new event that we're all now dealing with. And I'm finding other things to occupy myself versus like real crafting. So I kind of feel like I needed to kind of change that and set expectations better. So we renamed our shows, and now it's just Girlfriend Gathering, and it could be anything. You guys are more than welcome to craft, truly. I'm going to go over this list with you of all the things you can do while I'm talking. And Faithful Friends is the same thing. It could be me talking, but you crafting, you doing the scripture challenge, you doing a journaling in your Bible. So it doesn't have to be related to me specifically crafting. I want to be able to continue having lives for your support, but not feel pressured myself to actually perform, because I've done that in the past, and I don't feel good about that. I really don't, it's really hard for me to do that when I'm just not like that, like I'm not there. And honestly, I feel like I tell you to give yourself grace with that, so I have to do the same for me. And so I'm just kind of tweaking our subject. So here is the epic list for girlfriend gatherings that you can do while I'm talking and you're doing stuff. And I'm going to type up this list. I'm going to send it out in the newsletter. So the very first newsletter to go out with like your first little round of assignments, I'm going to like, watch this video, look at this article. I just want to find some fun, cool things that are kind of like delighting me and send them off to you, my friends. So, so I am going to go through this really quick. Okay. I won't elaborate on anything. I'm just going to read it through. So during this session we're having, you can create a page in your journaling Bible. You can work in your spring Crafty Club playbook. You can work in your Harmony handbook. You can create layouts using your journaling sketch cards. If you are in the Harmony retreat, made you that little deck of journaling sketch cards, start going through them and making little sketches, making little layouts in your handbook or in a journal. Create pocket pages using the Pocket Fever inspiration. You guys have got all of this great materials right now. A lot of you guys haven't even finished doing Camp Wannacraft classes, let alone Pocket Fever. And if you haven't bought Pocket Fever, that's a great opportunity to tackle a new fun little crafty challenge. It is available on theresetgirl.com. Create happy mail to send to a friend. A lot of you guys have friends out there that would just love to hear from you, and you can just make them something cute and crafty. I'm thinking of you. I hope you're doing well. Send them a cute little tea. Speaking of tea, I have this to show you guys. My little tea collection. Create a memory keeping layout of some positive things that you have resulted from this time. Maybe you and your family are having epic game nights. Take some photos, record what you're playing. Maybe you guys are doing movie, what do you call that when you like watch a bunch of movies? I can't think of what you call that. Thank you. Movie marathon. Whatever ways you and your family, your friends are adapting to this new situation, document it, because focus on the positive side of it. What are the good things that are coming out of this crazy situation that we're going through? Punch or cut paper for using in projects. The way I showed in my Pocket Fever workshop, make yourself a fun little collection of backgrounds for your pocket pages, for your Crafty Club playbook, your Harmony handbook. Make yourself prep some work ahead of time by just cutting up pages. That's something you can do with your kids or grandchildren. Make a fresh paper punch buffet. Organize your craft supplies, organize your stickers, your paper. Decorate blank pages in your journal. Create and fill a Pinterest board of happy quotes, positive images, or things that make you feel safe or cozy. Make a fun Pinterest board that's all delicious and just stuff that just makes your heart sing, and it will make you feel good looking at it. Revisit a past project you have yet to finish. If you didn't finish your summer junk journal, or some Bible journaling, or a craft project unrelated to any of the paper projects, something maybe like a quilt or a blanket or a dress you didn't finish sewing. These are all things you can work on during our show. Knit, crochet, or embroider. Make a list of things your family can do together to make this time feel special and not so scary. Put together a self-care kit of essentials. Do some simple meal planning based on your pantry and freezer. This is a great time to challenge ourselves to very simple meals. I actually, there's a channel that I love. It's this lady that does, she shares a lot of meals that people made during the Depression. I've also found this channel that's from Italy, and it's somebody who shows very, very simple meal making, 3-ingredient dinner. And I don't know, there's something very soothing about it, just watching someone slowly chop the onions and just do a very simple meal. We've gotten away, I think, from the simple homemade meals. All of our meals are either highly processed or they have a lot of ingredients. It's really cool to watch people fry up onion, make some rice, and then put a fried egg over it. I can't believe how long I watched that video. So I'm just saying. And then the sweet little old lady who does this channel all about her depression stories and the different activities people did during the depression, the type of gardening they did, the type of meals that they make, and she shares a lot of different recipes from that era. It is absolutely, it's kind of perfect for this time, and it's also very soothing because it gives you reassurance that these people survived this without all the technology, without all of the niceties and all of the things that we are blessed with today. They made it work without those things, and we certainly can too. And watching her is just delightful. She's delightful. So I'm going to round up some of those type of videos for you so you can see, like, it can be kind of joyful to like look at things from a simple perspective again. Sorry, I did elaborate on that when I told you I wasn't going to. Create a new book stack of titles. Grab out some new books you weren't planning on reading and make a fresh book stack. Freshen up your nightstand. Clean an area of your house that you've been putting off or you procrastinate, like the laundry room or the garage. Here's a great time to clean up. Everyone pitch in. Organize a closet. Declutter your craft space. Put together an emergency binder. Gather important papers. I cannot stress this one enough. If you are not organized and you're disorganized, this is a great time to gather everything up in case. So I'm just going to leave it there, in case. There are some fabulous examples on Pinterest of people who show how to make a simple emergency binder and an emergency kit, like a bin that has essentials in it, just in case, because you never know. The people that need that are the ones that had to suddenly flee and did not expect it. And there are all kinds of things that happen to us unexpectedly. So another idea that I will be sharing with you, I'm going to curate a bunch of those ideas just to share. It'll make you feel better. The bottom line, I hope you never need it. I hope none of us ever need it. But boy, will you be so glad you have it when you needed it, because you took the time to do that for your future self and your future family selves. So it'll make you feel good. Anything you're doing to just kind of like tidy up your pantry, tidy up your garage where you're storing things, it'll make you feel good that you're doing something productive and it's kind of preparing you. There's some level of just feeling a little bit in control, and you can control this small little thing happening inside your own family, your own home. That you can control. And setting yourself up for like your best self, the best situation in case we have the worst circumstances. There's nothing wrong with that, and it will make you feel better. Work in your power sheets. Laura Casey sent out an email to all of her subscribers. I'm going to share the blog post that they put together. They had great ideas that they had for like things you could do at home, but she was showing how she sort of tweaked her power sheets because, you know, some of us are kind of stalling now. We're all stalling right now in our life because we have a new normal to adjust to. Some of us more so than others. Maybe where you live, this hasn't really hit, but others of us are like, we feel it. Like we see it in the stores, we see it in our neighborhoods. It's really happening. So this is something you can look at. I will share out with you her post about what she's doing and how you can adapt if you were working on goals this year. And finally, the other thing you can do that's a great opportunity for these live events is to chat with the most fabulous ladies in the internets. So right here is your list. I'm going to create a great newsletter. I'm going to link all of these sources for you, and as I find new things, I will continue to email you. So not only will you get to enjoy lives with our fabulous community, but I'm also going to be communicating to you guys just to be your friendly friend. Just, hi friend, here I am. Here's some things I've been finding that I thought you might find interesting. Don't look at me like a business, like, oh, this business is marketing to me. I'm your friend. I'm here with some ideas of things that pop in my head or things I find that are fun, just like a girlfriend would. So that's what I want to do, is just send you. So please don't unsubscribe to me during this time. I just want to share with you some ideas that I have that might be helpful. Awesome. And a lot of you are sharing what you're doing during our event, which is awesome. Share in the group what you're working on. And EJ, replace your birth certificate, girlfriend. You got to track that down. Make sure. there you go. Diane says, we've had a few fires here in Colorado where people had to evacuate. Fires are no joke. People here in Northern California were caught very unawares not too long ago. Last year there was some epic fires, like unprecedented fires that wiped out entire towns here, not too far from here. And that like cleared out a town. Like they were literally running for their lives. Like that's how unprepared they were to even escape. So it will always make you feel better when you have yourself kind of aligned for just the worst case situation. And, you know, and obviously you can't prevent whatever is going to happen in the big scheme of things, but you can make your situation better should things go badly. Yes, Patty, thank you for reminding me. There are 2 great videos on my YouTube channel about Declutter Day and Rebuild Day. So I did a whole long live event, 2 different sessions to help you kind of like declutter, get rid of stuff in your craft space, and then show you things that I'm using to kind of like build it up, focus on what really matters, help you kind of create the best situation. We did all of that back in early January before the retreat started, so that you guys were like set up for success. But if you didn't get a chance to do that, this would be a great time to do it. Awesome. Dawn said she cleaned out her medicine cabinet today. So yes, pick something you've been depressed, like procrastinating on. And here's a chance, like all of us have a chance to do some things we didn't really get to do. Caroline says, emergency binders are a must. I used to teach classes on binders and kits to military spouses. Caroline, we need to chat. I think we should chat about that. Let's text. Catherine says that she's cutting her 6x4 paper for her Harmony journal while watching me. Excellent. Karen says that she made a binder for her family. It's awesome and it gives her peace of mind. Yay, Rebecca, you sweetheart. She says, I'd be totally happy to help anyone with the whole kit process. I was the disaster team director in our town for 11 years. Lots of good info in this brain. Rebecca, my friend, could you email me at slapithi@theresetgirl, and perhaps you could work with me to kind of like put together a printable for our friends. That would be wonderful. I think that we can agree that when we take steps to just kind of feel a bit more in control of our own life, and that can be like goal setting, being organized, like you just have a handle on your life, that brings so much peace. But I mean, the truth is, in the bigger scheme of things, decisions are made without our input. Things are going to happen and we are going to have to roll with it, and it might be horrible. It might mean giving up a quality of life we would rather not. We just don't know. You don't know what you don't know. And so all of these little steps of things you can find to do that will make you feel more proactive will be better for your mental health in the long run, because you'll feel like you're moving forward even as things can feel uncertain around you. So it's going to be something I will continue to remind you about. And Elizabeth says she's coloring her hair. I feel that one because I have to color my hair too. You know what, you guys, what I did? I actually don't laugh, but one of the things that I was quick to order, make sure I got it in my cart before it all has gone the way it has, is the hair color that you spray on your roots. I'm among friends. Yes, I made sure I stocked up on that for my live event so that you guys wouldn't have to see my terrible roots that I get, because I'm gonna have to color my hair. I try not to color my own hair because then it takes out your highlights. You can't ever color your hair as good as the hairstylist because they can see stuff that you can't see. So yeah. Anyway, okay, so I feel like am I caught up? Am I not caught up? Okay, so as people are saying, like, this is stuff that I do or know how to do, like, I'm going to try to gather up some peeps that have some of this real world experience that could be very helpful, and see if we can get something out to you guys through the the internet, through the newsletter. So be sure to sign up on my website, theresetgirl.com. There's a little button for newsletter, and sign up for that so you do not miss out, because I'm going to do everything through the newsletter and not posting it elsewhere. I think that maybe using our time to say, like, begin the work on an emergency binder could be a good thing we do as a group, you know. So once I get some more information about that, maybe one of the sessions that we work on will be that. So, and obviously in this situation, we might have to make do with kind of like materials we have on hand, just even from the perspective of like, do we have a spare binder around? But I think this could be, we'll try to make this a fun thing. It's like really make you have to look at your stuff and be creative. You know, like if you can't reach out to Amazon or go to the Dollar Tree, because I'm really not placing orders on Amazon for craft supplies or anything. They're having enough problems just getting food and medicine out to people who need it. So I'm not encouraging us to do that. But I think if we were like to get creative, I think that we could just like do the best we can with what we got. That was one of the things that they did in the Depression, right? So we'll make it work. Make it work. Make it work. Thank you, Miss Lady Prepper. Actually, I meant to ask you, is the title Lady Prepper, is prepper part of the whole preparation, or were you a preppy person? Is it the way you like to dress, or is it your mentality about life and being prepared? I've always meant to ask that of you every time I see you in our trenches. Okay, so we are continuing on here in the chat room. I'm just skimming it and just letting things pop up if we need to here. Oh, awesome. Shar, it says she's sewing fabric masks for local hospitals and working on a new journal while the sewing machine is out. That is awesome. That's one thing you're really good at, is like sewing your journals. And I did read recently, I think it was yesterday, that the hospitals basically are so short supplied. Many of them have already run out of their like masks, or at an all-time need, that they I don't remember what agency finally recommended it. I don't know if it was the CDC, but finally some important agency finally said, look, sew masks together, use like fabric. They recommended some specific things to actually use if you need to have some barrier on your face. So I know that I read or saw multiple nurses say that sometimes that they are just sewing, like reattaching the bands onto other types of, there you go, my friend Lady Prepper. Okay, please email me, slapithi@theresetgirl. I'd love to ask you some questions and see if there is something you might be interested in contributing just to the general information that we just want to put out to our friends, because I am in admiration of people that are just prepared. I think being prepared is really important. So as kind of the spokesperson for the community, I would certainly love to help you guys get some information about this. Lavette says that in the UK, oh, you have a British accent. She says we haven't had a national state of emergency like this COVID pandemic. So you guys haven't had anything of this magnitude for a while. And you need this emergency checklist, you're saying. So yes, we'll work on that. We'll see what we can all put together with all of these great minds. Tapping into the resources of our community and seeing if we can put something together so that you guys can have something more comprehensive. So thank you, Rebecca. All right, my girls. Melissa's like, yeah, spray color for sure. Hey, there is actually some new hair color products on the market. I've noticed more and more spray products are showing up, and really good prices, because for a long time I've been using that L'Oreal, the little blue can, and that is expensive. It's like $10.99, and I mean, if you let a lot of time pass in between your hair coloring sessions, you can end up using a lot of that spray, so it can go much faster. So I noticed that there are more companies cranking them out, and for better prices, so I was pretty excited about that. Okay, I'm scrolling quickly. Yes, Miss Victoria says the best resource in our community is each other. We have learned not to hoard but be ingeniously creative. Yes, being creative is like one of our best skill sets right now. Like if we were stranded on an island together, one thing we would have going for us is our creativity. You know what I mean? Like I think I would be one of those people that like I'm not strong, I'm not athletic, I'm not a hunter. So there's a lot of things I couldn't contribute to the group, but creativity is definitely one of my skill sets. So hopefully that would get me a little further and not voted off the island. Okay, so yes, Lavette, there is a great chat going on. You guys are all just like so chatty today. Oh, Miss Cindy says she's a nurse in a nursing home. So my friend, I can see why praying praying for our healthcare workers, not only in hospitals but also in nursing homes, because those people are kind of you're kind of the front line of protecting the most some of the most vulnerable people in our country right now. And there's not a state this virus hasn't touched. Our entire map of the United States, which started out with just a red here, a red here, a red there, it is completely solid red now. So that's my stepdaughter works in a nursing home. That's all she deals with is all these people who I'm sure are quite scared. And in Washington, which definitely was kind of a very high area for people not getting sick and dying because of their underlying issues, which is a problem. Suzanne says her work even sent an email telling our other homeware nurses to Lysol their masks and reuse them for a few days. That just breaks my heart that something as basic as a mask, something that stands between them and the virus, is like not available. And Patty says that she's looking up instructions on how to make masks online to make and donate. Any suggestions out there? Do any of you, do any of you guys have seen information about how to make the mask? What would you do with the mask? What materials does the mask need to be made out of? All those kinds of things. Linnell says that she doesn't color her hair, but nails will suffer for sure. I totally agree. I actually started watching some videos on YouTube. I have like not nice nails now, but I was watching some videos. I used to love watching manicure videos, and I'm gotta tell you, I'm like falling back in love. So I bought myself right before all this happened, I got myself like just the basic necessities and some light pink and orange nail polish. So I'm pretty excited to give myself like a little fun color on my nails, because you know, you guys have seen a lot of my videos. I usually like have my nails done, so it is not looking good. Oh, Lady Prepper says my husband and I are also nurses. He works the emergency room and I'm in the ICU. We are definitely at risk here. Oh, you guys, I don't know if you guys have seen it. I just saw them today because I have not. I'm trying very hard to stay off of social media. Like I've mentioned, I don't necessarily think the best news comes from there, and it can also be very, I don't know, it can be very upsetting, and I think you can get sucked in very easily. But there have been more videos and images that are being shown of nurses and healthcare workers that are holding up signs saying, I'll take care of you if you take care of me. Stay home, stay home. Don't, like, every time you go out, you can infect multiple people. And one of those people could have an underlying health issue, and now that person has to go to the hospital, and that's one more person that's weighing on the healthcare system that was never prepared to handle the enormity of us. So, it is... That I think was one level of like, I felt like heartbroken for all of these people. This is their job. Like, this is not, I don't know. I know in some ways, like, there's people who feel called into that profession. And I don't think that we who don't work in that profession, I don't think we could even fathom what that is like, to see human suffering on that level and to be inundated with that amount of illness and know that you are so at risk for getting it yourself. So the very first group we're going to be praying for in tomorrow's Faithful Friends, and continuing in every Faithful Friends, are our friends in the healthcare system, and then just lifting them up, because that's an awful thing that you're already working such long hours, working so hard, and now you're working without the basics to just keep yourself safe. Shar posted the link to where you can find information about making masks. If you would like to do so, that would be awesome. Yes, I did read quite a few things about masks and how they are. I didn't realize how masks work and how little they actually help over time. They begin to kind of like lose their the barrier that protects begins to like not be effective any longer. They really don't have a long shelf life once you put it on. So and people who are wearing them that are not sick and wearing them out, like a lot of people are just using them up and because they don't need them. That's one thing that everyone agrees on, is that the people who need them most are the ones that are in the hospitals trying to deal with sick people. So if you have been, you have some in your arsenal that you might want to consider donating to your local hospital. I've seen quite a few people do that as well. Okay, I'm scrolling. Kathy says there's many YouTube videos for making masks. Janine says her fiance is making masks right now. That's awesome. Rachel says, yes, I'm definitely painting my nails during the quarantine. Miss Lady Prepper, I definitely will be keeping you and your husband in our prayers or my prayers. Where is my, one second, I'm making sure of something here. I think this is my, look, I want to make sure. Looking through my list. Arlen. I did write your name down. I figured as much. Okay, so we're going to pray for our friend Arlen and her husband, who are on the front lines of this. Okay. Yay, so people who are sewers, who are, this is something you can do. Please look at the links that are being posted, the comments being posted in the group. So tomorrow we'll be doing our first prayer session. So we'll go more into like that tomorrow. In the meantime, I was thinking one of the things that I had mentioned was so the last live that I did, I had a tea spill, like not a good one. So I spilled my tea and I spilled my cream separately, 2 separate spills. I'm super talented apparently and clumsy. So I have this little tea organizer, and those of you who love tea probably have one too, because it's really convenient to store different teas. So during my self-quarantine time, I was going to try to be more like have a little cup of tea in the evening and really try to like make this happen. I'm going to become a tea drinker. And so I had found some little flavors that I really love. Like this one I haven't tried yet, but it sounds delicious. This is the vanilla bean macaron. Black tea flavored with other natural flavors. Fragrant vanilla and a dash of cinnamon. So the Tazo teas, the dessert delights, they just, everything sounds so scrumptious. This one's a glazed lemon loaf. This smells like heaven in a cup. So I'm going to have a little cup of tea every evening as my little nicety, my little self-care moment. I was thinking, like, when you pick something nice to do for yourself, which is something we should do at least once a day, there are certain things you could do during that time to make it feel a little bit more sacred and special, you know, so it's not just a mindless activity. And I wanted to kind of just throw that idea out there to you guys. So making yourself a special little cup of tea. Maybe this little cup of tea, while you're sipping it, it has a purpose. It is that time where you can pray or meditate on something positive. You can look through your Harmony Handbook during that time. Marry up a little special activity like your tea time with a specific activity that's meant to lift you up. So not only are you putting something soothing into your body, but you're also filling your mind and your little soul with something that's also fulfilling as well and soothing. It's very easy for us to get kind of sucked up into stuff because you want to know what's going on, but then I think there comes a saturation point where you have to step away, and fortunately some of us have the luxury of doing that. There's a lot of people out there that have to go and work because they have to continue making sure the food gets to the stores. We have utilities. There's people that are still have to do that. So here's our chance to take that time to pray for those people, pray over, you know, specific people in your family. Take that moment to, like I said, to just focus on something positive during that time. Another opportunity that you can do that is like when you paint your nails. One of my favorite moments of my day is taking off my makeup. I have this it's a cleansing balm. I love it. It smells like a vanilla orange pop. It's like orange sherbet is what it's called, and it breaks down and it gets all oily, and I just spend all this time like massaging it into my face. And that would be a really good time to have like just like a peaceful moment of just really reflecting on like being grateful that I'm still here, grateful that I'm healthy today, grateful that I feel safe in my little house, grateful that there are people working on a solution. That, you know, you can go through a whole list in your head and spending that moment in a positive way. So I would encourage you to pick a little sacred activity. I say sacred in a way because I'm just suggesting that you treat it like it has a real purpose, and it's not just, well, I'm making my morning cup of tea and you kind of like drink it while you're watching TV, or, you know, it loses its impact. I'm saying this is a mindful, intentional activity that has one purpose, and that's not only to help you have pretty nails, for instance, but then while you're doing it is to be focused on your thoughts and being, you know, really focused on a positive frame of mind. It's a lot of like what we talked about in the Harmony Retreat, and about having that kind of balance and feeding into like your mental health. It's very important. One of the things that we need to do to help is keeping ourselves healthy. Mental health is as important as other facets of our health. It's important that you stay in a good, healthy mental place. It's easy when you feel anxious, it starts to kick off other things that start taking you down. It can start drawing you down if you sometimes have the depression layered with the anxiety. That can kickstart a whole new process of issues going on in your body. So it starts to wear on you. It affects your immunity. All of these things play a role. So the best thing that you can do is be sure to get really good sleep. So making sure there's time for good sleep in your life, if that's something that you can do, and having moments of just a moment to stop, just pause everything and just have that moment to be grateful, to feel positive, to pray. And you know what? If you have fears and there's negative things that you're dealing with too, lots of us are dealing with fears. This is what I would recommend, is grabbing a cheap notebook. This is a 25-cent notebook that Miss Craig gave me, that came from like the Dollar Tree. She got like this huge stack of them and she gave me one, and I've had it ever since. Like, I don't really do anything with it, but to me it's like this reminder of like, this would this be a notebook that most of us would reach for, us, our planner loving, paper loving girls? we would not put our most sacred thoughts, our most special craft projects in this type of notebook. This is the kind of notebook that would be awesome for pouring out all of your fears, all of your negative thoughts, all the things that you think are going to go wrong and bad, and get them out into something like this. And when this is all over, and we're in a new place in life, because we're going to end up in a new place. Our life will never look the same. Things have already been impacted. You can toss this. You can keep it, give it to your grandchildren. This will be a testimony to, like your grandparents had the Great Depression. And, I don't know, would that have been cool to have a notebook from your grandma or grandpa that sharing, like, how am I going to feed the kids? How am I going to find a job? I don't know, maybe that might be cool. So I don't know, maybe you don't want to throw it away. But in any event, the point is that put it in something you're not going to care about. Because if you can throw it away, it will be easier to do that. If you put all of these negative thoughts and fears into one of your good notebooks, you're not going to want to do that. And if you need to do that, then you'll be stuck. So grab something crummy. And not to say Miss Craig's gift is crummy, which is one of the reasons why I still have it, because she gave it to me. But grab something, grab one of your kids, if they have got extra school supplies and these type of notebooks, but grab something you don't care about. It's like your stunt handbook. I told you guys to, grab a notebook you won't care about because you're just practicing in it. So grab one of those things. Okay, so... okay, sorry, I'm just going back to the comments.
Can I say something real quick?
Yes, Mr. Crafty would like to speak. He would like the floor.
I love it that people are saying that they have masks and offering to send it to other people in the community. That's great. I don't want to delete your comments that are in there, but make sure that you go back and delete them, because otherwise you'll have a lot of people on the replay coming and trying to contact you, especially if you posted your email address. So, PSA. Because I don't necessarily want to go in and do it, because then it looks like no, banhammer.
Yeah, I don't want to delete some things, but if you did leave anything like that, trust me, to this day, I still get emails asking if I found a home for the Traveler's Notebook that I was willing to give away in my video I made 5 years ago. To this day, people will still email me, did you ever find a home for that Traveler's Notebook that you didn't like, in the Midori 101 video, which you guys know how old that one is. So let us be the voice of reason that it's a good idea, because there you go, EJ. She goes, my 2020 crummy journal. I know Corey loves the title. Perfect. The crummy journal. You guys all need to have a crummy journal that you just will just not care about it. Or, or you will. You'll make that decision when the time comes. But either way. And I'm pretty sure that's also, if you guys have heard of morning pages, which was started by, I have her book right here. Julia Cameron. So I have the Artist's Way workbook. I have like the whole, it's like a whole extended version of her book, The Artist's Way, but then actually doing some tasks. It's like a challenge. It's pretty cool. But she says she's the one that created what's called morning pages, which is a discipline, a ritual you do in the morning upon waking up. Like, you don't even go do anything major because your brain is still all it's all fresh, and you just woke up from sleep, so you want to take advantage of that. And she wants you to do 3 full pages of longhand writing every day, come hell or high water. This is part of the morning pages ritual. But what she says is to do it in a letter-sized notebook, cheap notebook, because a lot of people, it's not this thing like a diary that you hold on to forever. It's just the process of writing, and eventually these will be things that you could just toss out. They're not meant for rehashing, looking at. So it's kind of like that. This isn't meant, this exercise I'm suggesting is not meant for documenting. It's meant for helping you process your fears and negativity, and not necessarily, holding it inside or processing it out loud with, kids and family, and because we obviously don't want to upset our younger family members either. And you don't want to do that to yourself. I think when you vent and stuff like that, it can often work yourself up. I know I can do that very easily to myself. I work myself up. So I want you guys to, I'm giving you these ideas to help you create some kind of sense of like peace, a peacefulness, so that we're already feeling a little anxious. And Karen, I love Fly Lady too. I think, I don't remember how old I was, but I remember coming across Fly Lady somehow, like when the internet was, I feel like the internet was fairly new. How did I come across her? She was mentioned, like my daughter was still little. So this is when I was like really trying to like take care of a household. That was just really hard for me to do. My mother is really good at it, but I was not. So I love the Fly Lady. I looked her up not too long ago because I noticed that there is a girl on YouTube. I started watching her, and she has the cutest name, and her whole platform is based around following Fly Lady principles, which, Fly Lady started her platform like back in the 90s. So it's really cool to see that this long has passed and her name is still out there. She's still doing stuff. I wish that she had like really built up her brand more. I think that she didn't. I personally think she needed more people around her to help her really build her brand into a bigger platform, because she just doesn't, her YouTube channel just, if she had just become the star of her little channel, it would just be awesome. But I feel like that's not what, not that anyone, I'm not suggesting that like you're looking for fame and fortune. I'm just saying it's just, I wish that she would have risen to be the voice of her own product. And now I see so many other channels getting big based on her. It's interesting. But I'm trying to remember this one girl's channel. It's called something of, it has the word slob in it. Yes, EJ, Fly Lady is the one that does the zone cleaning. So it's very, like, I felt it was always like complex, and maybe that's why I had a hard time doing it. Yes, Diane, Fly Lady used to do a Yahoo group. Do you remember those? Do you guys remember Yahoo groups? Before there was Facebook, there was the Yahoo group. Yes, I totally do. Yeah, there you go. Bonnie, Christy, agreed. Like, I can get myself worked up. So, Suzanne says that she was in the Fly Lady Yahoo group. Hi, Gail. Carol says that she just found Fly Lady in the Woman's Day magazine. How cool that she was mentioned recently. Bye, Amy. Maria says, I shine my sink every night. That was one of her tenets, is making sure that you have a clean sink. That's a big thing to my mom. My mom always says, the sink is the jewel of the kitchen. Thank you, Mathani's Musings. The Secret Slob. That's her name. Okay, so the Secret Slob is, thank you, April. Thank you, Carol. You guys all nailed it. Thank you. Yeah, the Secret Slob has a whole series on how she applies Fly Lady to her house. She's very entertaining. I like her a lot. And also my favorite girl on YouTube that I just love her. Her name is Dawn. Gosh, I was like watching her so much, and now I'm just like blanking on her name. I mentioned her before to you guys. The Minimal Mom. Love her. So I've been watching all kinds of stuff on YouTube. Trying not to watch all the stuff on the coronavirus, but other things too. Just to, like, I don't know, learn new things. Here's some stuff to learn new stuff, right? Here's some stuff to learn new stuff. My mom and I have been having a movie, like we've been having little movie evenings for like the last few nights, it started with me and Mark. So I made a list of movies that we could watch. They are all based, probably not the wisest thing to do, but they're all apocalyptic movies. I'm not sure how. I think Hollywood is not really a good teacher of like being. They obviously with the special effects and all the things that they do and how it's very unbelievable. It's obviously. I don't know, maybe it makes you get a little too carried away, but I don't know. There's something about it that it personally for me, there's something about it that makes me feel like watching it is preparing me. So it's kind of the same principle where I'm telling you, like, to get an emergency binder, make sure that you have, like, you just have a little bit of control in your life so that you feel better. Because there's so much out of control. So I feel like that's kind of what they do for me. They make me feel a little bit more in control. Like by watching the characters and what they go through, somehow I will be able to outsmart them. But I don't think that's going to happen. But yes. So the Preppy Crafty Girl says, I've been crocheting. Tess says that she's been watching wreath making videos. Diane says that she watches The Minimal Mom. Annette does too. Carol does. Little Katie did. Yay! She goes, love Dawn. Yep. Tea and Jams with Barbara Ann. That is one long name all smushed together. I'm like, okay. I have to break up the words. Yay! Mary says that she's getting ready to start an early garden. So look at us. That's what I was kind of missing. Is like I wish that I had. I was thinking like, see, this would have been a good time to do a garden because there's so many things that like I don't eat. I eat very little processed food now, so I'm kind of hosed. I don't know what I'm gonna do if things don't get better. So the me and Mr. Crafty have kind of really switched to like almost all like just fresh ingredients. So I don't even have a household. I had very little canned or dried food or anything remotely processed. And so here I am going, man, this is like not a good time to try and be healthy. Like I got to switch switch gears and kind of go backwards. But I still made it work. I didn't buy any junk food. I didn't buy anything like that. I still made good choices. I was happy about that. Oh, Barbara, you are my Barbara Streisand. How cute. Look at all the fun names you have. Hi, Miss Sloan. Glad you're able to come back. Speaking of health, so we are going back to, we're going back to we're not going back to the drawing board. That makes it sound like we're starting all over, but we are kind of fashioning what our membership will look like, especially in the kind of face of what's happening. So we're going to tweak things here to kind of make it, more, well, one of the goals is to make it as cost effective as possible so that as many people can be part of it as possible. And obviously with all of the new changes that are happening, I totally get it. But I still believe that right now the focus on our health is more important than ever before, because staying healthy is one thing you can control. In terms of like how well you treat yourself day to day, especially if you're a compromised individual, you already have underlying health issues. It's more important than ever. You're doing other things to boost your health. So I still think it's important that we have a, environment or community that's focused on that. And not just that, but also incorporating our creativity into it and our faith into it. So it's kind of like a very all-inclusive kind of to all the topics that I really love and am passionate about. Like it's very self-care, health, faith, and creativity all mushed together into this platform. And so we were thinking how we might treat this is kind of treating it like it's a test run. It's like a little taste of, of we're going to do it for a short period of time and see how it goes, offer it at a bigger discount, and that way you guys can get a sense of like, how will this work? What will it look like? And then if you want to opt in to like a full season for the summer, then you could see what it will be like. And that way I can start doing the content that I really want to do, which is, focusing on the other things also that is important for us, which is taking care of our bodies. Even with our lockdown, like, so I'm in a state that has the first strict lockdown. They still say you can go out for a walk. So, although I'm going to be honest, I'm a little paranoid about even going for a walk. I'm not paranoid of necessarily being sick, but I'm paranoid of getting too far away from my house. So that makes me feel uncomfortable, because to me the house is safety. So I had purchased some very, very simple little pieces of exercise equipment, super simple stuff, inexpensive, just so that I could put together like a little exercise place on my mom's patio. So I thought, well, what if, we could do that together? So I'm just trying to think of activities that are also focused on getting you guys, getting our minds off of it. And I think, like, what if we come out of this situation and we all look better and feel better? I mean, that will make us feel better about things we can't control. I mean, at least we'll have some positive thing that can come out of this. So, anyway, that's what we're going to be working on. So we'll be, hi Norma. Sorry, hi. Freedom Deep says, joining from California on house arrest. We're all on house arrest, but it's like I guess it depends on if you are an introvert or extrovert, if that's a good thing, huh? So yes, thank you, Lisa. I am so glad I'm with my mom too. I could not imagine if I was in Washington right now and my mom was here. My brother is he's two small towns away. He's not super far. It takes maybe 20 minutes to get to his house. But he's not right here. And he lives in a household with kids and my sister-in-law, who goes to work in a hospital every day. She is a nurse. So they could possibly have it for all, any of them could have it and just not know it. So I don't want them coming over to the house where my mom is. And my brother was the first to say that. I don't want to bring that to you. And my other nephew, who's adult, is a paramedic. So he's picking up sick people all the time. So my mom would not have anyone to, be there, literally for her. And so I'm just super grateful that that's where I ended up, that I'm here with her. And, and that Mark is, that we're doing due diligence to kind of, just best practices of handling incoming deliveries. We just got a few groceries and just treating them with being more careful. I did read, there was a whole article that was about what some experts suggested, and initially some things it could live as long as 9 days on it. Some things were maybe 24 hours. So, there's a lot of people are just guessing too and want to make sure they're making good guesses. So now the common wisdom is a shorter lifespan, almost saying you shouldn't worry about it. But with 2 compromised people in the house, I just feel like we should use best practices. And if that's your situation, I would encourage you to do the same thing. That's always good. So, there is a girl who is a personal trainer on Instagram who is doing free 15-minute HIIT workouts every day during this. See, that's what I love. There's so many people doing things, and I want to be one of them. I want to contribute my whatever, my little chat room, my time to, hi Victoria, I'm sorry, I'm glad you're back. Hi Kathleen. We noticed you're late. 10 demerits. So I think that, Marie's Crafty Design says that Guam is on lockdown. Rachel says she's going to do some Zumba. So I'm going to go, I'm going to put together some exercise videos too, for the membership so that we can do them together. We were practicing with different apps and different online platforms to like work together so that we can like challenge each other. We can compete. Like if you want to do like a little competition, we could do that. So there's all these little fun things, and they're going to be based on different things. It's not all about exercise and steps. Some things are just going to be fun things that are just about self-care, like just doing a good habit. So we're going to have fun little challenges. We're going to do some crafting exercises as well that will be part of the content. So I am actively working on that. Despite everything, I do want to offer that, and we'll just see what happens. Mary says that she got a parcel from China and she was afraid to open it. Yeah, you could totally quarantine your packages, and just so that you have peace of mind if you can. That's what some people are doing. I'm doing that. We're putting things as they come in a timeout, so they just sit there in the garage. So I have like all these fun little packages waiting for me that it's like as this was happening, we kind of employed that. So now things I had bought some things from Ulta, some like I was running out of moisturizer, you know, like the basic girl stuff. I bought myself like some new lipsticks, and they're all out there in the garage waiting to be opened. Awesome. Suzanne says that she gets boxes of her orders and stuff. They sit by the door for 24 hours. And Maria says that she uses disposable gloves when she unpacks her bags and boxes, which you know, that can be a good idea. Aw. Sloan says it's so hard that my kids are in Washington. My son-in-law is having symptoms and is now home for 2 weeks. He works for Costco. Yes, Sloan, I totally agree. All of our kids are in Washington. I had a bunch of rice and beans delivered to my daughter's house, so I know she won't starve if this goes on for a long time. I just want to make sure that she's okay. Oh, good, Lynn. I'm glad that you'll have access and won't have to sit in a parking lot using somebody else's Wi-Fi. Yeah, so awesome. A lot of you guys are using Clorox wipes to wipe off packages. That's smart. Anything we can do to just to lessen our chances of just getting sick, to being positive, testing positive. That would be like the greatest goal, is just avoiding testing positive. Because even if you don't get sick, even if you don't even get sick, what you might experience is nothing more than just the flu, which is why I think so many people are like, well, what's the big deal? It's because it's so fatal to other people who are in this compromised situation, and that you can exponentially infect so many people. You know, it's interesting, until like the movie Contagion, which I think is, first of all, it's one of my favorite movies. I thought it was just so good how they show the story, and how you can see how quickly it's working between all the different players, and then how they circle back and show you that the missing piece, if you will, at the end. No spoiler alerts. It's just a really good movie. I don't know that it's the best movie to watch right now because it is so linked to about a virus. So I'm not officially suggesting it, but Cozy says, I watched it last night. But it is very, it's very telling how things roll out and how they can affect everybody. And so it's just like, I just don't want to even be sick. Oh, Catherine says that she's a postmaster and doesn't have the option of putting mail-in parcels in quarantine. That's very true. We depend on you to touch everything. And I wonder, I mean, I hope that the mail will keep coming. I hope all of that, because then all of us will be stuck in our homes with no way of getting a delivery. Melissa Reeves says, pray over things the same way we pray over food. That's a good idea too. Can't help but pray over everything. Yeah, Cozy says that she feels better after watching it. We're doing more than they did. See, I don't want to be that person waiting in a line for some army truck to come along and hopefully there's rations. And I'm not a prepper. I don't have a big pantry of stuff. I got just, I think what most people would say is a normal amount of food in your normal pantry, like whatever your little, it's not even like a big pantry or anything. So I feel like I just took care of like the initial needs. But when I see stuff like that and how, how dependent everybody gets on the government coming to feed you, that's scary. I mean, that was scary. That was my biggest takeaway, because that's all pretty much that, like, I could be honest, that, I think most of us care about is making sure that you have your basic needs met. So, okay, so for those ladies in here who are still delivering, UPS, our postal service, thank you very much, because you definitely are contributing to our life continuing on as normal and making sure people are getting stuff, because now they really are. We are really stuck in our homes, and it's absolutely essential that we stay here. Like, our part in this is staying inside, and your part is being hopefully safe out there and being able to deliver things. So we will lift you up in prayer tomorrow as well. Yes, Amber says that she watched Contagion. I'm sure a lot of people are watching it because it is like one of the main movies that pops up when you pull up Netflix. I pulled up YouTube. It's YouTube's #1 movie that they're showing. I think a lot of people in America are watching it that didn't watch it before. Okay, so what time is it right now? What time did I start? I started at 4? I'm not used to doing it at these weird hours. Okay, I needed to check in. I'm like, I've been talking a while. My throat's getting scratchy. Okay, so what have you guys been working on while I've been hogging up the camera here? What are you guys doing? That's awesome. The preppy crafty girl says, I thanked my postal carrier with a roll of toilet paper today. It's like gold here. That's so awesome. That's also a good idea. I think like toilet paper is like, can be thought of as currency. Okay, so I covered that. I covered this. Looking through my little pouch here. I was going to talk to you guys. I'm trying to remember the other. Teresa says that she's fussy cutting her winter playbook stuff. And, yay! Dawn, she finished her winter 2019 playbook. Good girl. That's awesome. Hi, Lisa. Welcome home. You're welcome for changing the subject. Miss Lisa. Miss Second Lisa. Hi, Chatty. Bree's cutting paper. Maria's not working. She's relaxing with a Pellegrino. Terry is cutting the new Happy Place collection by Kelly Bangs. Did you guys know that we have a new little collection that has been rolled out? Kelly Bangs Creative did a collection exclusively for the Reset Girls. So it is one of the, it's a collection that I didn't art direct it. It was exclusively the Kelly Bangs. We're going to try, we have tried in the past to try to have like other designers contribute like little collections and things. So we went ahead and did that this time to give her a chance to offer a product on her own. And so that is that's available right now. And there's a faith kit too. So and everything, and there's cut files in the bundle. So there's a printable collection, printables and cut files, and then there's a little faith kit add-on, and all of it has been discounted more. I think you'd call it like almost like a 60% discount than what we would normally roll out our kits and stuff, because we wanted to make sure we are very aware of the financial situation going on for a lot of Americans. We wanted to give as many people as possible the opportunity to get something new if that's what they wanted to do. If they wanted to support small business, we appreciate that. And if you, if you have interest in having a new little kit to play with and all that good stuff, that it is there on theresetgirl.com. Rachel's decorating her planner. Muthani is knitting. Miss Larissa is been doing her nails while listening. I think you're doing the, what do you call those nails that you do? I'm trying to remember. Is it City Street nails? I'm trying to think of it's not Jamberry, it's the other brand. Larissa did my nails one time. She did a really good job. It's the little, the little nail strips, and it's like nail polish, and it basically just lays over your finger, kind of like a sticker in a way, and then you kind of tear it off, and then you gently like shape the nail with it on, and it will last. You did an excellent job, Larissa. I think I'm going to make a little sign for my porch where all the packages get dropped off, and leave a sign out there saying thank you. I think that's a great idea. I'm looking through Miss Mandy is doing her rainy day playbook. Oh, she made a junk journal and has her playbook in it. That's awesome. Michelle is excited about Cozy's new little avatar, which is really cute. I can't tell what it is. It's like really little, but it looks like you're wearing a little ball cap, Miss Cozy. Serenity says, I got all messed up and thought I had 2 hours to get things organized to work on, so I've just been surfing Etsy. Shame. Janine is working on a Trolls puzzle. The 80s Trolls, not the new ones. Caroline is working on setting up her crafty space so I can lock myself away from the family. I think some of you guys are not used to spending so much time with your family. Like you only really do it when you're on vacation, and then it's somewhere fun. So you're like all trapped together for like day after day. I'm sure some of you, this is like not normal. So it's like, what do I do? When you're used to like going off to your job, and your husband goes to his job, and the kids go do their job. And so I feel for you guys. Okay. Hi, Lavette. It's almost 12:30 in the morning, and you're hanging out with us. Well, thank you. I wish we could hear you talk with your awesome British accent. I love having so many girls that are our international friends that are from different countries, and I really wish that we could all hear you, like our Australian friends or our Netherlands friends, because you guys all, you guys all talk fun, and we just talk our little simple little American accents that don't sound like accents at all. But maybe they do to you. People say that accents are... Wow, I was really behind, and now I realize that I have to catch up really super fast. Let's see here. Marie's Crafty Designs, been working on TRG books. Lots of thank yous. Patty says she's organizing and cleaning her pantry. Good girl. Awesome. Diana is sorting a huge pile of mail. Like, that's a good thing to do. Put things through the little ripper. What do you think? What do you call those? The little shredders. That's the universal sign for shred. It's not. Melissa is using a coloring app. I did not know they had coloring apps. Yay, Teresa says the Kelly Banks collection is amazing. It's called My Happy Place, and there's a Faith version. It's called My Faith Place. So it's very cute. Becky's cutting. Claire got her, I'm assuming you got the collection. Thank you, Miss Claire. Diana is calling her Harmony Handbook her Handbook of Joy. Karen wants to know, does anyone know how to make Mod Podge less sticky? Sloan just got her dinner from Hello Fresh. I'm Will says, I never thought the day would come when the Reset Girl was put on lockdown twice in 1 year. Once on YouTube, then by the government. Trust me, Mr. Crafty and I, this is like typical, this is like typical life for us. Because he's been going to the store anyway for our grocery shopping. And so, oh, he says I'm way behind on comments. I'm sorry. So if I'm like saying stuff in the comments and you know you like wrote that like 15 minutes ago, I'm sorry. I did get behind. So now I'm trying to catch up. And there's stuff in here I just didn't want to miss. So I'm sorry if I'm really not making this work. Jen says it's Color Street. So thank you very much. It was Color Street, Color Street. Thank you, girls. Color Street. Larissa and Paula G are the ones that introduced me to the Color Street nails. They are like into that. I have to admit that once they're on your nails, I mean, it is like you got a gel manicure. Hi, Sarita. She's also, hello from London. Sarita, you have a fellow sister here from the UK. Okay, I think, okay, there we go. I'm scrolling up and down trying to find out where was I, because sometimes it moves me somewhere along and then I lose my place, which is how I think this all happened in the first place. Brenda says, I'm still cleaning my craft room. If I'm not out by the live tomorrow, someone please come check on me. SOS. Susan's working on the spring playbook. Heidi is cutting the Hopeful collection. That's interesting. That's a throwback. Janet's working on her budget. I am sorry, Janet. I think a lot of us are going to have to be doing that. And it's not going to be fun. I'm definitely already thinking of like, what do we have to downsize and cut out? Our UK friends, do you guys see each other at all? I just want to make sure that you guys can be like, hello, pip pip, cheerio. That's the only thing Americans think of British. Pip pip and cheerio, which I'm sure none of you guys say, but it's stuck in my head that you do, so I'm sorry. I hope that's not offensive. But you guys make all English sound amazing. No matter what you guys say, your accent just makes it so proper. You can be forgiven anything. Even when you guys cuss, it still sounds awesome. Okay. Okay, so Lavette, Claire, and Sarita, you guys are all UK girls. Cozy says, cheerio. I don't know where, we got that somewhere from TV, I'm sure. We've been misinformed. A lot. Sarita says that you guys are now on lockdown. Isn't it amazing? This is something that I don't think any of us ever, like, imagine this. For once in our whole lifetime and for generations, this thing has impacted the entire globe. And I know there's not countries who've maybe we've heard yet that they're reporting that they're seeing positive cases. Maybe it hasn't arrived at their shore yet, but for the most part, it has really affected the globe, the continents, all of them. And it's amazing that we all share this really awful thing, but then this thing that is just watching all of the governments like be so proactive to stop it. We've never seen that happen. We've never seen people move into action this way. It's pretty impressive. I'm sure all of us wish it had happened sooner, but it's impressive that it's happening. I have to say that. What is that sound?
I don't know.
Do you hear that?
It's me in the chair.
Okay, it's Mr. Crafty
Wiggling my foot.
making squeaky sounds. There you go, Heidi. There's nothing like a pandemic to bring us all together. Yay! Oh, awesome. Sarita and Lavette are together. I'm from East London, and Sarita's in London too. Isn't that so cool, you guys? You guys are like, I mean, another continent from us, and yet you guys are together on the same live in the same city. I just think that's so cool. And the reason why I like push the live so much and encouraging people to come, because then they get a chance to like see each other, and then who knows, you guys could meet for tea and crafting one day. Like, let's go have a cup of tea and craft. Right? London, Surrey. So anyway, so we're gonna watch let me go back over in case you were joining us a little later today. So tomorrow we have 2 live events. We have Faithful Friends at 11, Girlfriend Gathering at 2, and then Sunday we'll have another Faithful Friends, and then on Tuesday we're going to have another Faithful Friends, and at 3 o'clock on Tuesday we'll have a Girlfriend Gathering. So Tuesday we'll have another day of 2 lives that day. And then the next day, which is Wednesday, will be our matinee. We're going to be ladies that go to the matinee. So Wednesday, 12 noon, PST. My Big Fat Greek Wedding. It's on Hulu, YouTube, Google Play, and Amazon. Or you might own it. Or know someone who does. Who could slip it under your door. So, My Big Fat Greek Wedding will be Wednesday at 12 noon. We're going to have a matinee. Thursday, so instead of having our Tuesday timeout, us harmonizers, we're going to be doing a Thursday timeout. So I moved it to Thursday, and that's on the calendar as well. And that will more than likely be the last gathering of, like, for lives for the Harmony Retreat. And then Friday the 27th, we're going to have, at 1 p.m., we're going to have a girlfriend gathering. So these girlfriend gatherings will more than likely be where I will put an activity. Maybe I will hopefully get my act together and kind of like say, hey, this particular girlfriend gathering, the topic of this one, we're going to work on our emergency binders, that kind of thing. So I'm going to gather up, see what I can find, what resources I can put together, utilizing some of the lovely ladies in our community to kind of make that a productive girlfriend gathering. So we're not just, just chit-chatting. Also, that very same day, later on in the evening, we'll be having our second movie night, and that is Pride and Prejudice. And that's the I love it. I feel like there's 2 camps for the Pride and Prejudice movies. There's the Colin Firth, and then there's the Keira Knightley. So we're watching the Keira Knightley version, and that one is on Hulu, YouTube, iTunes, and Google Play. And that's where you can rent or purchase. Sunday, so then we'll have a break. There will not be a Friday. Sorry. There will be a Friday. The very next day, Saturday, sorry, Corey. Okay. Skipping Saturday, and then on Sunday will be Faithful Friends. So a lot of us can't go to church, so we may as well have our own little church session, although I will not be preaching, but there will be a gathering of Faithful Friends on Sunday the 29th. So you guys can see all the way up until March 31st, we'll have another girlfriend gathering. And mind you, all of these are contingent upon how good I'm feeling. So they are subject to cancellation if I nosedive. Now, so far I've been doing great. I'm feeling better. The last week I've been feeling better. So, Rachel, the Faithful Friends is not on Facebook. All of these are going to be on my YouTube channel. They have the little YouTube symbol on every one of them so that you know where to go. And they're live events on our YouTube channel. Now, if you want to join our faith group on Facebook, we have one called the Reset Girls. Sorry, that's not what it's called. It's called the First Love Club. So the First Love Club on Facebook is its official name. Bye, Terry. Hi, Miss Ashley Payne. So, yes, and some of you guys have actual church because your church is setting it up to do online church. So and some of you don't. So in any event, I'm just going to have, I don't know. I thought it was a good idea to have a faith-based event on Sunday. And who knows? I mean, sometimes it could be an hour that we do something, 2 hours, you never know. So it could be a good time for you guys to do your scripture writing, Bible journaling. We can do a prayer session, that kind of fun thing. We can talk about some of the Christian films. I would love to do a Christian film watch party because there are some excellent Christian films that are available online now, especially on, I feel like Netflix. I feel like Netflix has some really good ones. Maria, yes. If the movies are on Amazon, and I'm not sure if both are, My Big Fat Greek Wedding is. Pride and Prejudice is not, apparently. So the first one is available on Amazon. Kelly says, I'm going to make a list of all the projects that I've been avoiding and finally get them done. I think that's a great idea. Sherry says, it's her birthday on Sunday. So my hubby is making me a cake and my grandkids are going to sing me happy birthday. That's awesome. Yay. That is so sweet. Your husband's going to make you a cake. So Suzanne and Maria, the movie nights are something we've had during our camp and during our Harmony retreat. So you basically rent the movie. So you rent a movie, so you have it ready to go on your television or your device. I would assume it would be a TV if you have to use like a DVD or something. Or you can rent it on Amazon and watch it on your phone or your tablet. And in the meantime, you would also need to pull up the chat room on a separate device. That's the best way to do it if that's possible. And you would go into our chat room on YouTube. YouTube, Mark, or Facebook?
These should be YouTube.
So YouTube. So then you will not be able to see or watch the movie on the YouTube live. All you will see is our little screen, and it just shows you enough that you can tell where we're at in the movie. So you kind of sync up your movie to our movie. So you can see ours, and then you can fix yours so that we're together, and then I tell everybody, push play. So we all synchronize and hit play, and then we're watching the movie. And then in the chat room, we're all talking and giggling. So, oh, how fun. Elizabeth's birthday is on Sunday too. Yes, Maria, yes, to your question. So movie on my TV and chat in YouTube with all of you. That is exactly right. Aw, that is so sweet. Sloan says, I planted flowers today. I wanted to give the neighborhood something beautiful to look at during their walks on lockdown. That is so sweet. Amber says, Netflix is doing watch parties. Has anyone tried it? We have not tried it. We are aware of it. We were actually exploring a different platform called Rabbit, something Rabbit. But they went out of business before we could launch it. So now that I noticed, like, Netflix has a watch party feature, and there's somebody else that we were looking at as well. So we wanted to try that. So I was going to pick something specifically on Netflix during our membership, because they have like health documentaries. They have all kinds of documentaries, other things. So I thought that would be an excellent thing to offer during the membership. Is like, let's do a movie matinee on a Saturday and watch a health show, or watch, something fun, something that would just be fun, not health related at all. So I am going to, we're going to add that to our list of like content ideas that we're trying to do for the membership, that will feel like really, it'll feel like your family away from your family. It'll feel like a more focused and just more abundant reset community. Okay, so Veronica says her birthday is next Thursday. Happy birthday in advance, you girls. I would love to get to a point where it might have to happen within the membership context, but being able to, like, I don't know how to capture the information, is membership birthdays, so that we can be like, you know, celebrate that, send a little, post a message or something. Okay, so I went over the events that are happening in the future, but you guys can definitely, I just read off our calendar, so you guys can definitely visit the calendar on theresetgirl.com. And just to sum up, what I have agreed to is I am going to be working next on touching base with some of our community members who mentioned that they have experience with emergency binders, you know, collecting that, talking about like what kind of things can you do to prepare, because you never know. I don't want to scare, this is not to scare you, this is to empower you. That there's a big difference. This is to empower you so that you have some peace of mind. If you are anything like me, you might not be very organized. You might not even know where different pieces of information lie in your house. That was, you know, the only thing I can say for myself is maybe for like the last maybe decade of my life, I've at least disciplined myself to keep my most pertinent information in one little plastic file bin, and that's it. I don't have like a file cabinet. There's lots of things I don't know where they are because I've moved so many times. They've moved into different boxes. They're in storage, but I have this box. It has a passport, a birth certificate, you know, important things you do need to have. You just need to have in case. So I'm going to try to wrap my hands around all of that, utilize our awesome resources we have right here in our community, and then I will take one of our girlfriend gatherings and turn it into something productive where we can work on putting together some kind of little emergency binder book situation. This will be one of those things where it'll be fun because this will not involve a shopping list. This will not involve you guys placing Amazon orders. This is about, we need to work with what we have, because when we create orders going out into the world and stuff, it in my mind, if it's not essential, then, you know, we're keeping, I don't know if we're keeping them people busy with unimportant things or we're helping. I haven't made up my mind, but I don't want to direct people to do that at this time. So keep an eye out in your house, even if it's just like an old busted down binder, but look around. Do you have a 3-ring binder laying around? It doesn't have to be pretty. We'll like find your ugly binder, find like the misfit binder in your house, and we'll give it a makeover. Like, let's be creative in how we can give an ugly binder new life. So, yay. Thank you, Cindy Myers, for reminding everyone as you make your way out of the chat room, finishing up this video today. If you wouldn't mind giving me a like on your way out, that just tells YouTube, hey, so many people like this video, it might be good if you recommended it. And once I get all of this like figured out, like I want to make the lives that I have planned my immediate priority, but I do have like a whole laundry list of all of these other little videos I have, because in theory I should have a lot more downtime, but we'll see. I always find a way to like use up time somehow. Yay. So okay, so we're gonna do something. Yes, Mandy says contest for ugliest binder. Perfection, Mandy. That's a great idea. So it could be like a before and after, like makeover binder challenge. You get a prize for like ugliest binder to start with, and then we'll give a prize for like the best makeover. And we'll let you guys, I'll figure out a way. We'll figure out a way to somehow let that be judged. So maybe we'll post that in the Crafty Club. So in case you didn't hear that, one of the upcoming girlfriend gatherings, and I'll probably schedule it a little bit further out because some of you might need time to kind of search your home. So start looking for a 3-ring binder, something that you can throw stuff in. You might not have some of the tools you need right now, but we're going to work around that, because right now it's just about the process of gathering what you need. If a binder is not what you can use right now because you just don't have one, because you don't have a hole punch, because you don't have, I don't know, the other little pieces that would go in it, we'll put our heads together and we'll come up with a list of other ways you could store that important information, including shoving it all in a waterproof zipper pouch, whatever it takes. The important thing is that you just have gathered what's important, and we will avail ourselves of some of our awesome resources in our community, and we'll get a list going and get that all scheduled. So we'll do something fun with that. And ugly binders are going to be celebrated, because this is one of those situations where it's not about being pretty. It's about being effective, useful, for what its job is. So this isn't good. You're not going to be judged on your layering skills or where you placed your washi. You can break free of those ties. You are free, girl. This can be the ugliest binder you own. And we'll just spend some time giving it a makeover. Like, what can we do with that? And then we'll have a fun post in the Crafty Club where people can share pictures of their makeovers that they've given their binders. See, I don't even want to say that, because I don't know where you guys live, and I just, at this point, I am not recommending, I am not going to be the one that recommends anybody go out to their store and go get anything. In the state of California, there shouldn't be stores that have, I don't know, maybe Target, because Target's considered an essential because it has food. But in my opinion, that's the only thing that should make you venture out is food at this point. So just please be safe, you guys. Please be safe. Make good decisions about getting out and how you just process, like, being around people. Let's take this super serious. Like, let us Gen Xers, us wiser women, let us model good behavior for these kids who just laugh at this whole situation. And I'm telling you, we all know this to be true. This isn't something to be laughing about. This is something to take more seriously, because there's a reason that our government, that all of these other governments are so concerned with what's going on. So let us just make good decisions about going out and really choosing, what is necessary to leave our home. Being home is the best thing you can do to help your fellow community and not become a burden and not become a statistic. I love your faces. You guys mean the world to me. I'm so glad that we're able to make a very scary and negative situation become a positive one, which is what the reset community is about. So we're going to reset this time, and we're going to spend more time together doing some fun things. Starting tomorrow, there's 2 lives. One at 11 o'clock for faithful friends, where we're going to do some prayer, and one at 2 o'clock for another girlfriend gathering. So be sure to check out that list I made in the Crafty Club, which I gave a whole laundry list of things you can do, and I'm going to add that list into the next email that goes out. So be sure to sign up for our newsletter on theresetgirl.com so you don't miss out. These are ideas of things you can do every time we have a live. You don't even have to figure out, what do I need to do? What should I work on? You have the whole thing. Also, don't forget to text the letters TRG to our number 94253. 94253. Text TRG to 94253 if you want to be on our text platform. We will send out one text to you to let you know Corey's going live in an hour. The other texting reminder you can get if you want to be involved in our faith-based events is texting the word faith to 94253. If you are one of my international friends, there is an app that you can download called Text Now. It is a recommendation from another international friend who said this is what I do. So it's called Text Now, and it essentially allows you to have a U.S. phone number that you can use to sign up for text reminders from U.S. based companies. And once you do that, then you are able to opt in and be able to get on our text program. So if you're an international friend, please check out Text Now. Okay, I think I've got all of the bye. I've got all of the reminders I can think of. Be sure to give me a thumbs up as you get out of the chat room. Like my video, thumbs it up, so that I can we can get the word out that we're having these fun lives, and you can join the girlfriend gathering and meet new friends, because there's a lot more friends to meet nowadays. So I'll see you guys tomorrow at 11, I hope. I love your little faces. You guys have a wonderful evening. Do something sweet and kind for yourself. I love you, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye, everybody. Mwah. Bye. Goodbye.